Writing Prompts, WP. A piano is possessed by a ghost. The piano is purchased, and they haunt like they always do by playing the piano in the middle of the night. To their surprise, the new owner simply says, "Let's get this thing tuned for you, pal." Eric didn't believe in ghosts, nor did he believe in magic self-playing pianos. To him, music wasn't something that existed outside of our mortal realm. It was a gift that only humans could create, a way of rewarding our gods for giving us life. Sure, the angels could replicate the sounds, but they could not compose the hymns and music that we sent up to the heavens in our musical prayers. No, that was something only humans could create. For that reason, many found Eric to be pretentious. He didn't just love music. He breathed it, made love to it, and made it breakfast in the morning. The man couldn't envision any greater meaning in life than to be seated at a piano, tapping away at those keys. That's how he ended up boring the seller of this ghost piano half to death. "Look, it's a fine piano." The older gentleman sighed, rubbing his forehead. "Nothing's wrong with it and all that. Yes, it's haunted, but it's a fine specimen. Real old thing. Beautiful keys." Baxter hoped he could finally sell this darned cursed piano, hoping to push the thing onto some poor customer at his antique store, though his morals stopped him from neglecting to mention the haunted aspect that turning most off its generous price. "Ah, it looks fine, nice hammer, and a splendid damper, too. It's been well loved, like my ex-girlfriend's." He circled the piano, beaming. "Sir, may I tickle the ivories?" "What? I'm a married man. What sort of establishment do you think this is?" He puffed, fidgeting with the thick hairs on his arms, unable to believe the nerve of this customer to suggest they did such an act. "Ah, I understand. You're a fine man. I respect you for having the courage to say no. It is a thing meant to be enjoyed and not played carelessly. You have a keener sense of music than I expected. I tip my hat to you," he said, tipping the dark fedora he wore, letting his wavy blonde hair fall down his handsome face. "Though it is a shame I can't play this piano. I would love to hear her sound." The man jolted upright, only just making the connection between the ivories and the piano. "Oh, you can play the piano," he blurted out, not about to explain that misunderstanding. "And a kind-hearted gentleman, too. Thank you." He took a seat, playing a small, jaunty tune, testing out the keys. When he finished, he was grinning from ear to ear. "She's splendid. I won't ever need a lover, for my heart will be full of her." Yeah? Okay." Baxter moved to his register, trying to rush the man out. "So, it comes to an easy $1,000. We'll handle delivery, too," he said, sweetening the deal. No, that won't do," Eric said, slamming his hands on the counter, sending his black tie flying upward from the melodramatic movement. "I'm sorry?" Baxter gulped. Of course he would want a discount. It's a cursed piano after all. "Okay, look, I really need to move this thing out of my place, so I'll go as low as 4,000. Music has a soul, and the soul hurts when it's underappreciated. She needs to feel my love, understand my respect. Only then can we properly play as a united force." Eric placed the money on the counter. "There, that should cover it." "But sir, that's too much money. It will keep you up at night. It's been driving the people next door mad. I really can't accept that much money for a cursed piano." "There is no such thing as ghosts. It's a silly tale said by sillier men. Now please have it at my home by tonight. I will take out a nice bottle of wine for its arrival." Eric gave his address and left, leaving Baxter in awe of the insanity that was Eric Layeth. At home, Eric set candles around his living room, having no TV or coffee table. Only a bare space fit for a piano, with a lounge that someone could watch him play from. He considered TV a rotting disease that dulled the brain, and any games as a force to cripple perfectly fine music-playing fingers. For entertainment, he had his books and radio, those being all he needed to keep sane. When the piano arrived, he gave it a show of affection, walking out with a bottle of 1960s Pinot Noir from Burgundy, the wine being kept only for a special occasion, and Eric couldn't imagine a more special moment than this. He lowered the curtains, set the mood, and flicked on a classical radio station, before sliding onto his stool, getting goosebumps as he felt that rush of excitement that came from receiving a magnificent gift. He set his wine on the floor, patting the lid of the piano. I must be honest. I had another before you. A beautiful piano that brought me pleasure that no one else could. Sadly, I lost her. They couldn't fix the damage and she had to be retired. I still think about her daily. I know it may be weird seeing photos of me and her around the house, but I assure you, I am fully committed to you. I'm just not ready to forget my love for my past piano. After saying that, he poured a glass of wine and smiled. I've poured my heart out to you. Now pour your heart out to me. Let us be one. He played, fingers dancing on the keys, as if they were tripping the night fantastic. 6 hours passed, and Eric was sweating over the piano, his hunched body clinging to the lid with a grin. Beautiful. Utterly beautiful. He wiped a tear from his eye as he stood up, stumbling a bit from the bottle of wine. My dear, I will see you soon. I love you. He went to bed, hearing music as his head hit the pillow. Even in his dreams, he heard music. He thought, only for the music to become clanks and clacks, rather than pleasing sounds. Instantly the noise sobered him up, Eric bouncing to his feet in disgust. To play music poorly was to slap the gods in their faces and swear at their love. He marched down the stairs in a hurry, seeing a ghostly young male struggling with the keys. He looked to be a little older than 24, with a boyish face and curly black hair. The pale ghost had his tongue half out of his mouth, focusing on the keys while being unable to play them. The sight was magnificent. While the music was poor, Eric didn't care. What he saw was more important than good music. It was love. To play music poorly was to insult the gods, but to learn music was to attend your weekly masses. It was the beginning of a deeper meaning, and a sight that warmed the music-loving heart of Eric. So he sat and listened. He mentally critiqued their mistakes, noting areas for improvement, and even hummed along when a note hit the right tune. When they were done, Eric gave a small clap, startling the ghost. The ghost instantly bowed its head in shame when it saw Eric, though Eric wouldn't allow that, encouraging them with more applause. My boy, that was splendid. My heart ached, my soul wept, and most important, my heart understood. You love her, but there is pain in your playing. The ghost remained silent, gripping its knees, as if it expected a scolding, the knuckles of the ghost shaking as Eric moved on the stool, sitting beside the ghost. Listen for a moment, my boy. Watch my movements and play along afterwards. Let's share a moment. Eric played a simple tune and waited. The ghost did nothing. Eric played again, and the ghost did nothing. Please, have a go. I'm sorry. I'm not good at this. It's a stupid dream. I'm sorry, it said, burdened by the weight of its former life. Eric sighed, leaning back on his stool, staring at the piano. A stupid dream. My boy, there are no stupid dreams, only stupid dreamers who give up on those dreams. Dreams are what make us human, what give us meaning. To call them stupid is to call the act of being human stupid. And dare I say, boy, if you think it's a stupid dream, then you may very well be the stupid one, because the dream certainly isn't. The ghost listened, though it made no movements towards the keys. Do you like playing the piano? It hesitated before nodding. Then show her that. I don't know who told you that this dream was stupid, but they were a fool. If you want to play, play. If you don't feel like playing, listen to me and learn. Just know that by not playing, you're hurting her feelings as much as you're hurting your own. Eric hovered his hand over the keys, only for the ghost's pale fingers to shift through his hands, playing beneath him. Eric moved his hands above the ghost's, mirroring the keys he should touch. The ghost's playing awkward and out of time, but it was improving. The two played in silence until the morning sun pushed through the curtains, reminding them that the day had to start once more. Morning? Eric said, strained eyes glancing back at the curtain. When he looked back, the ghost was fading, needing some rest of his own. The ghost hovering awkwardly beside Eric, watching the man. "Sir?" the ghost said, hands crossed over its stomach. "Yes, my boy? Would you teach me more tomorrow? I'm sorry, I'll go." The ghost floated through the roof, only for Eric to hit a beautiful key, the sound stopping the ghost, making him look back down at the piano with that same awe that Eric held. "I would be insulted if you didn't join me tomorrow. We will play a ghostly piano 4-hands duo until you master the craft. So please, don't apologize or feel scared about your love. You're in the dwelling of a like-minded lover of the arts," Eric said before yawning. "A very sleepy lover of the arts." The ghost smiled, before vanishing, leaving Eric to head to bed. As he laid down, he heard more music, though it wasn't the ghost playing. Instead, it was simply the sound that his brain conjured up with its thoughts before falling asleep. If you enjoyed this, feel free to check out my subreddit /r/sadnesslofts, where I'll be posting more of my writing.